Hello. Would most of you agree that I look relatively well and capable of performing daily life activities as most normal, healthy people? Well, unfortunately, I'm not. I'm currently living with a chronic illness that is often unknown to the public. The illness is multiple sclerosis or MS. I was diagnosed in 2010 after suffering various unusual symptoms for almost 2 years. For 7 years, for 7 years now, I have experienced the challenges, the physical, mental, and emotional challenges that often occur with this disease. I have researched and learned about MS. I am actively involved in the MS organizations, participate in the networking events, and the MS support groups. I am also a member of the Facebook MS community. I want to present today some facts about multiple sclerosis, what it is, how it affects and alters an individual's life, and why we need your support. At the end of this presentation, I will present a PowerPoint presentation that will show you some photos of my personal journey living with the disease. Let me begin with some, some facts about MS that come from the National MS Society's website at nmss.org. Multiple sclerosis is a chronic, unpredictable disease of the central nervous system, which is made up of the brain, the spinal cord, and the optic nerves. It is thought to be an immune mediated disorder in which the immune system incorrectly attacks healthy tissue in the central nervous system. Most people are diagnosed between the ages of 20 and 50. I was 48. It is more common in women than men and appears more frequently in Caucasians than in Hispanics or African Americans. According to the National MS Society, more than 2.3 million people are affected by MS worldwide. There are four forms of the disease. The most common form is relapsing remitting MS, which is characterized by clearly defined attacks or exacerbations of new or increasing neurological symptoms. This is the form that I have. You can refer to the website for the other forms. The cause of MS is still unknown. Studies are ongoing in the areas of the body's immune system, the study of patterns of disease in the population, and genetics. I am the only one in my family who has MS. Scientists are also studying infectious agents that may play a role. Once the cause is understood, finding more effective ways to treat and cure it can happen. This is where the National MS Society focuses its efforts and funding. Symptoms of MS are unpredictable and vary in type and severity from one person to another. Some of the symptoms include blurred vision, loss of balance, poor coordination, slurred speech, tremors or uncontrollable shaking, numbness, extreme fatigue, problems with memory and concentration, paralysis, blindness, bladder and bowel dysfunction, and many others. These problems may come and go or persist and worsen over time. Medications for MS are disease modifying therapies that only slow the progression of the disease. There is no medication to treat symptoms or repair any damage that occurred prior to your diagnosis. As you can see, MS is a very serious chronic illness. While not widely known or understood, it is wreaking havoc on millions of people and families, which is why we need your help. So what is the need, you may be asking? First and foremost is awareness. The National MS Society and others work every day to inform people about the devastating effects of MS. Understand that a person on your job, in your church or school, or in your neighborhood has MS. Some are mothers, fathers, husbands, wives with families, or they're young people just beginning to live. Others, as myself, had to give up their careers and are officially disabled and relying on a government fixed income. I worked as an administrative assistant all my life, organizing offices, documents, and people. I was heartbroken as my hands were one of the first impairments I experienced with MS. I went from typing 75 to 80 words per minute to now only using two fingers. MS patients live in or need disability and or subsidized housing with mobility units suited to their needs. There aren't many, and the units that are available have a 5 or more year waiting list. Home modifications are needed for those who are wheelchair bound. MS organizations do provide assistance in this area. Customary chores such as cleaning, laundry, washing dishes, shopping, caring for children is more difficult with MS. Our pace is significantly slowed, and we often need to take a break or rest or take a nap throughout the day. The clinical depression is real, and many of us are on a depression medicine or mental health medicine to help control the symptoms. Fear, embarrassment, and isolation and withdrawal from social gatherings is common. We cannot always remember what happened the day before. We have difficulty at times forming sentences or finding that word that's on the tip of our tongue. We may forget the stove is on and that we were boiling an egg. We tend to write everything down or put it in our phone so we can remember what we need to do. We fall, trip a lot, and drop things often. I broke my leg in 2015. Our legs are uncoordinated when we walk, and we sometimes appear as if we are drunk from drinking alcohol. We cannot participate in our favorite sports due to a weighty feeling on our extremities. Lifting our extremities is hard, so we tend to drag when we walk. Many of us now use mobility devices such as canes, walkers, scooters, or wheelchairs. We wear leg braces, arch supports, or electrical devices to help elevate our feet because of a condition known as foot drop. So, how can I support persons living with MS, you may ask? Well, first, you can help us by making a donation to the National MS Society's research efforts. Again, they are still looking for the cause and a cure. You can donate at nmss.org. You can also help us by volunteering your time or talents at your local MS chapter. There's ample work to be done to prepare for the MS events or programs in the office. You can help us by attending one of our MS events. We host the Walk MS, the Bike MS, or the MS Muck Fest. The events also are located on the National MS Society's website. Personally, you can support someone you meet or someone you know who has MS. Maybe give them a call or visit them. Prepare a meal for them, or offer them a ride or to babysit their children, or help them carry their packages if you see them struggling. Again, persons with MS have a tough time managing day-to-day activities. We need help around the home, while traveling, or just walking, or doing almost anything. Lastly, you can sponsor a fundraiser to help us raise awareness. Talk with your state's congressman or representative and tell them about the devastating effects of MS. Let me conclude with this PowerPoint presentation that is photos to give you a glimpse into my personal journey with multiple sclerosis. This will allow you not only to hear, but to visualize the realities of living with MS. I want to thank you for listening and your time. I hope to garner your support, and we will now go to the photos. Thank you.